Hello, folks. This video is for absolutely nobody, so I don't even know why I'm making it, but I have to make it because I just have to make this video. This video is about this show that Fox Sports News, Fox Sports something or other, because you need more than one sports talk radio station, right? You need more than one. You need more than ESPN. Okay, but anyway, Fox News is again trying to build an audience with this debate style tactic, like they do with First Take. With ESPN does with First Take or Pardon the Interruption or any of those debate shows, the debate culture that ESPN has embraced. It works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. ESPN has some pretty good people. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith were really good on First Take. Of course, Skip Bayless is leaving and he's going to Fox. I like Skip Bayless. I think he's pretty good. I like Stephen A. Smith too. I think they're both. I think they're entertaining. They're not. Sometimes they say things that but entertaining. The two guys that host All Takes Matter are two of the most unctuous, unworthy, complete fucking unentertaining dipshits in sports media. And sports media is filled with a lot of mediocre, fat, bloated, boring, below average, uncontroversial, systemist kind of people. These are the kind of people who actually still watch baseball. I was a huge baseball fan in the 80s and into the 90s, and when Barry Bonds was hitting all his home runs. And like every other American, I tuned out because, A, I don't want to see the best chemist. I want to see the best baseball player, not the best chemist. And two, I don't want to. All of the appeal of baseball was lost to me because the games take so long. I don't want to sit and watch when I could be doing 50 different other things. In the 80s, when I was a kid, you kind of, you had the Superstation and you had WGN, and then you had, you could watch the Braves. And sometimes if you were lucky, you would get the New York station. I live in Alaska, so I'm talking to people that live in more rural areas and had cable, or were lucky to have cable. And I didn't get cable until like the mid 80s. So, because it wasn't available where we lived. So, I used to watch my favorite teams, the Mets. I used to watch the Braves and the Cubs and everybody else. I used to know every roster of every team. I don't anymore. I just don't pay attention. Baseball's boring to me, and there was nothing for me else to do. I used to collect baseball cards, and there was nothing to do. Now, as a kid, my goodness, video games and the internet and other sports and soccer and things. I mean, and baseball became this very difficult. I'm going off on a rant here, but baseball became this thing where you have to have a mitt, which is $30, and a baseball, which is $10, $6, $7, wherever you buy it. If you can find one. A baseball bat is expensive, and if you buy a metal bat, you have to buy a metal bat because if you buy a wooden bat and it breaks one splinter, then the bat's ruined. You have to, you got to have multiple people. You have to have at least 3 to 4 people to play baseball. It's very difficult. So, and you have to have a field. And so baseball became this kind of thing that just, I think in America, there wasn't the space that was available in cities and et cetera. So I think baseball became less favorable. And obviously it's very popular in the Latin American countries, and it's exploding, as it always has been popular in Latin America, Mexico, et cetera. And I think that's because they have more rural areas, frankly, and the baseball talent is fantastic. I mean, if you look at the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, et cetera, these are just talented, just unbelievable athletes. So I don't watch baseball anymore, and that's what sports hacks are. That's what sports guys are. These guys that still write for New York newspapers, they are obsequious to the celebrity of sports. I think somebody who's intellectually does something great is worth kissing ass to. I don't think somebody who throws a football far is worth kissing ass to. I don't think somebody whose dad was a coach and made them a football player or a baseball player or basketball player, or somebody who won the genetic lottery and is 7'3" tall. I don't, great, congratulations. You can dribble a basketball. You're not changing the world. You're not making it a better place. Now, there are athletes that transcend. They get politically involved, et cetera, and I love that. Like Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, many others, many others who are politically active and come out. John Rocker. No, I'm kidding. Chipper Jones. Pro hoaxer Chipper Jones. But this show on Fox News is called All Takes Matter. It has I can stomach Colin Cowherd, but Colin Cowherd is one of these guys who is a fan of the show Entourage. He's that kind of guy. He uses terminology like, that's a you problem, not a me problem. He uses he's that kind of creature. Like he thinks he's LA cool, and he's not. A few years ago he was on ESPN and he had a TV show that he had just sold, and he had a book, and he was hot shit. And now his career has completely cooled the fuck off, and he basically I think he's on CBS Sports News after he said some racist shit because he's a a white guy who is completely the fuck out of touch with what's going on with the real world. I mean, he's a rich white guy. He makes millions of dollars. So, and his takes are terrible, and he comes off just as an asshole. And one of my favorite people in sports is Jim Harbaugh, and he did an interview with Jim Harbaugh, and he hung up on Jim, like he was just a total prick to Jim Harbaugh, because Jim Harbaugh is an awful human being to talk to, because Jim Harbaugh's taken so much shit from the media. I mean, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and Jim Harbaugh was our quarterback for years. So I watched Jim Harbaugh take shit from the media that you just couldn't even fucking fathom. And deservedly so in some cases, but sometimes he was on a bad team and he took shit. So I love what Jim Harbaugh, I just like Jim Harbaugh as a human being. Plus, I've been told I look like Jim Harbaugh. But anyway, but I really like Jim Harbaugh a lot. And I'm a big football fan. I played football. I love it. And I love basketball as well. I love basketball. So, but I listen to Colin Cowherd, and I can stomach Colin Cowherd. But the other guy is Jason Whitlock. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this fat mess of a human being who is, to call him an Uncle Tom would be, I don't want to go that route because I'm not black, so saying those kind of words, but that's what he is. He's the guy who always takes the white guy's opinion against the black guy. He's the guy who, his takes are absolutely fucking terrible. Jason Whitlock is a fat waste of time. And now he's wearing this pork pie Von Ducci fucking hat thing. He's got this hat on like he's Burt fucking Sugar, and he's trying to make that his shtick. Like he's trying to, hey, look, I'm wearing a hat, and look, this is my thing. This is my hey, look at me. This is my trademark. It's not going to work because nobody likes Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock's writing is terrible. His takes are terrible. He's a sexist piece of shit, and he sells out his own race so much that it's hilarious. And then he tries to defend it, and white people love Jason Whitlock. Racist white dudes love them some Jason Whitlock, because Jason Whitlock's mediocre dumbass will come out and talk all kinds of shit about how bad black guys are, and how bad this guy is, and how bad that guy is. And Jason Whitlock is a useless sack of fat shit. And frankly, when this show is canceled in a year, if it even makes it that long, if it makes it a full calendar year, which there's probably no chance it will, it's averaging something like 90,000 viewers, which is terrible, just terrible. And you can't sustain it. You can't pay these guys what you're paying them, because nobody wants to watch Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock talk about anything. Nobody. People that are watching those shows are either they hate themselves so much that they want to torture themselves, like they did something bad and they're torturing themselves, or there's absolutely nothing else to watch and they refuse to read a book. Thank you for listening, and fuck Jason Whitlock. He is awful. Thanks for listening.